And greetings and welcome back. So as of right now, I just want to go over and give this quick update that the Discord, if you do happen to either subscribe to my channel or follow me on Patreon, that shouldn't matter because I will be releasing this Discord for free. Just because I understand if, as a subscriber, if you don't have the money for like $1 or $2 or whatever, in order to join this community, I'm just gonna make it for free because I believe that you should join the community, and I want to build a community. That way, you can either go to like a help zone or discuss your favorite topics, or show that the games that you made, currently making, music that you made, art that you made, other things that you made, arts and crafts, and of course there's the yard. But I'm still adding it as I go and continuing to create this community as well. If you do happen to, let me go over here. I suggest and highly suggest that if you do have any questions, usually at Soka, he's pretty good at reaching out and communicating with the other members here as well. So if you do have any questions, please reach out to this lovely person, and he will be able to answer your questions or anything that you do have, and he will be moderating this channel, this community as well, as long as I will too. So, anyways. Okay, and welcome back. So in this video is going to not necessarily be a tutorial video, but it was requested by one of the members in my Discord community of just going over just pretty much what each function does and what everything does, and that way to explain better on everything. In my previous videos, I'm sure if you have left comments or anything, or do have questions on how things do work, hopefully I'll explain it all in this video, and by the next and future videos you will understand what is going on and what's happening. Cool. So pretty much I have explained what this does. The config minimum pre-splash time. What that does is just it sets the amount of time of when the pre-splash will be shown. For example, when this will be shown right here. 3 seconds, and then boom, it pulls up the game, and there you go. Simple as that. So for this one, this is pretty much the reset data. This button is being called when, let me go over here. Go right here. Right here. So that whenever this button is pressed, it calls this little thing right here, this function, and what it does is this is the method or function which calls it, and then for the attribute endure persistent, what that is this function returns a list of all attributes of the persistent object. So whatever the persistent is, like persistent data, it returns it into this list. So, and if it's not callable, the attribute and non-attribute dot starts with underscore. What that does is this condition filters out any attributes that are callable, like methods, or those that start with an underscore, which are usually private or built-in attributes. This right here, pretty much, this sets each attribute of the persistent object to none. So anything that's in that which gets, grabs the persistent data in the list, in that list it just sets it to none. And this effectively resets the state of the persistent object by clearing its data. For slot in Ren'Py, so this is for the save slots. What this does right here, this sets each attribute of the persistent object to, excuse me, I'm getting it mixed up with this one. This function lists all the saved games, and the fast equals to true argument indicates that it should return that list quickly, possibly without detailed metadata. This function deletes the save file corresponding to the given slot, which it states, right here, deletes the save slot with the given name. So this loop iterates through, so this loop pretty much goes through all the save slots and deletes each one, clearing out the saved game data. And this quits the game and relaunches it. As stated right here, it just relaunches the game. Cool. So this obviously creates the player's name. This is a character. I don't think this should even be in here as of right now. This defines the splash logo as of right here. Dissolve. This calls the screen age prompt. So let's go on to the next one. Screens, there's a lot in here. I won't go over this unless you are requesting that. Same thing for this. This is just general Ren'Py generated code. Cool. Actions. So this right here, I think I have mentioned it in previous videos as well. Pretty much this is an action. This defines the class tick timer, which inherits from the action class. And the action class, the action class is a part of the Ren'Py framework, as stated here, and it provides a way to define custom actions that can be performed in the game. Cool. This call self is a special method because call instead of init. Call allows an instance of the tick timer class to be called as if it were a function. When an instance of tick timer is called, this method will be executed. Let me see. Tick timer, tick, 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 because it is part of the day timer. I'm sorry, I'm talking low because I do have a cold. Catching a cold, but I'll do my best to keep on going. But I feel like I'm good. Anyways, this line calls the tick method as stated right here, tick. And what this does is it is a method of timer, obviously, an attribute of the game object, and the tick method advances the game timer, updating any time-related logic or events in the game. This one right here clears the current screen on the specified layer, which is screens, as stated right here. Layer equals to screens. And this is used to reset or update the visual presentation of the game, ensuring that any changes are reflected on the screen. And then right here, as simple, it jumps to the label game main, which is, I believe, right here. And this is what performs everything. Cool. Cool. Age prompt. Pretty much self-explanatory on this one. It just shows the screen, age prompt. VBox is, like a vertical box, which, let me show this as an example. So pretty much it just like vertically stacks the text from right here. That's what VBox does. And of course, with another VBox, it just still stacks everything. So everything is stacked. And if it wasn't, and it didn't have a VBox, everything would be on top of each other. Text button. Style prefix uses this. And yeah, so it just uses the style. Cool. Cool. Class day timer. What to explain about this? So, pretty much this handles the the time of day. And it initializes it, obviously. It is called when the new instance of class is created, and the instant variable of underscore TOD to 0. This variable will represent the current time of day, which is morning, afternoon, evening, or night. 0 being morning, 1 being afternoon, 2 being evening, and 3 being night. The property. So, property, this decorator indicates that the following method will be used to get the value of a property, and it allows self.tod to be accessed like an attribute, but it actually calls the method, which of course defines a getter method of TOD property, and then of course it returns TOD. It returns this, the 0. The tick as explained in actions, right here, game.tick. This defines a method and which advances the time of day, and it accepts an optional TOD parameter. And if TOD is none, then this checks that the TOD parameter is none, obviously. And if the TOD is none, TOD is equal to the current time of day plus 1. And this is like 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, and that's how it advances it. If this one, pretty much this checks that the new value of TOD is within the valid range of 0 to 3. And the valid range indicates that there are 4 segments in the day, which is correct, because I have morning, which is day. Let me go over here. So I have day, afternoon, evening, and night. 4. Because I have 4 segments. And then obviously this returns the value. That the new value is outside of this range. If if the new value is outside of this range, which is like 5, the method returns immediately without making any changes. And this, of course, blocks the rollback. As stated, prevents the game from rolling back to before the current statement. And then I just update the TOD attribute to the new value of TOD. Okay. Game. I'm looking at the time right now, making sure that we're still good to go. So this is the screen, obviously. Screen is, it just shows the TOD, timer TOD, which is right here. Property of TOD. Timepieces positions, which is called right here. I think you know what this does. This adds the images. But for this one is a for loop. And what this does is pretty much for I in X range, 3 minus game dot timer dot underscore TOD. This line starts a loop that iterates over a range of numbers. And the X range function generates a sequence of numbers from 0 to 3. Minus the game, the TOD minus 1. And the variable represents the current time of day and determines how many iterations the loop will run. If that doesn't make sense, how can I explain it? So let's just say if this right here, if TOD, whatever this is, underscore TOD, which is right here, 0. So if it's 0, let's just say, or is 1, that would be easier. If it's 1, the loop will iterate twice. Why is that? Why would that be? Because since 3, actually, so it's going to be 3 minus 1, because I said this is going to be equal to 1, would be 2. And the 2 images will be loaded based off of the positions we have. And of course, 3 minus 0 is obviously 3, because there's 3 images. If it's 2, 1 images, because it's removing the images. Am I making sense? Let me see here. Calculator. So 3 minus 0, because we're calling out 0, there should be 3 images. 3 images. Bam. 1. 2D is 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So there should be 2 images. And if it goes to 2, 3 minus 2 should be 1 image, right? And of course, if 3 minus 3, 0, there should be no images. Cool? Makes sense. So this, go ahead and close that out. That's what that does, if that makes sense. Okay. This I have already explained in this right here. This does exactly the same thing that this does. The free memory attempts to free some memory. That's all it does. The display, it frees memory in the display render. Window hide, what that does is, let me go ahead and show you what that does. Is that an issue? Interesting. Let me go ahead and just get that out of here for right now, because I don't want that throwing an issue at me. Let's go into here and just say test. It's going to show test. And whoa, my bad. I think I should do it right there. This is all happening all in real time. Usually I edit this out, but I think I'll just keep this in. There it is, see? So without underscore window hide, this stays here. So if I go under here, underscore window underscore hide, and do that, since I have this here, I'm going to refresh it, and it gets removed. So that's what this does. If I were to do, let's go to main menu. Start again, test, it removes the window. Make sense? Cool. Awesome. This shows the screen right here, which can be displayed anywhere in the location. So if I go into the hallway, it will be shown. If I go into the whatever location in the sex dungeon, whatever, that's going to be where it's going to be shown. This one right here. What this does is the location is none, which initializing it means that this checks the variable location. It implies that there's no specific location has been set or provided. Obviously, there is a location set that has been provided because we obviously set it right here because there's a location that has been provided. But if there's no location provided, then this calls the call screen method, and what it does is that the method of the player's location, which is the call screen underscore args, what that is, it used to unpack any arguments stored in the call screen args. It's pretty much a list or a tuple, and passes them to the call screen method. And this method likely will display a screen or UI related to the player's current position or location. Optionally, this checks if it is true. If this is true, this is a Boolean flag that indicates whether a specific action or label should be called for the location. And pretty much what that does is that the method on the location attribute of the player, which is player.location, this triggers a specific event or execute a predefined label script associated with the player's current location, which is helpful in, special events. Cool. I am hitting that 20-minute mark. So I'm about to hit that 20-minute mark. But if you do find this video helpful, I just went over a couple things just to try to make sense of it all. Obviously, I haven't gone into the locations folder yet and just explained what everything of this does, but hopefully that did help a little bit on what each of these do. And if you did find this helpful, or if you do need additional assistance or question about what each of these things does, please leave a comment below. Or like I mentioned, I have made the Discord readily available to everyone if they do want to join. And that Discord is linked in the description. So pop a message to Atsoka. I'm sure he will be able to help you and answer any questions that you do have. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.